Hey y'all, Rhonda here. Hope everyone's doing well. It's late or early, however you want to look at it. Do you ever get like, not that you can't sleep, you're just like energy hits. You can probably hear my voice a little raspy, but anyway, everybody went to bed and I started doing laundry and doing a few things, and it is 3:53 in the morning. And I have to get up at 5. But I'm doing laundry and I'm waiting on one load to finish so I can start another one. And I'm just not sleepy. I'm just going. So I thought, well, while I'm waiting, I can't do a lot because the puppies are asleep. Keith and AJ are asleep. The bird's asleep. The cat was asleep. I think he's roaming around a little bit now. Wanting to get fed again. He ate at 10 o'clock. Oh, that cat. Oh, my goodness. So anyway, here I am. And I thought, well, I'll just hang out with you guys for a little bit. I have something fun and exciting. I met a wonderful woman at Creativation, Lori Craig, and she's with OLO Markers. Well, I've kind of seen a little bit about OLO here and there, and just really curious. And come to find out, she actually lives not too far, has a home not too far from here. And so she comes in the scrapbook store occasionally, and I didn't realize that, that was OLO Lori, and until I met her. And so she came down to see me and brought markers, and we visited and everything. And I said, well, I really need to try these because I love alcohol markers. And these are fairly new markers. They have been on the market about 2.5 years. And they were made in Japan, which Japan is known for quality. And if you guys like to use alcohol markers, I think you should take note. I am no expert by any means, but all the research I'm doing, talking to Lori, more research, I'm like, this stuff's pretty cool. So I finally have some. So we're going to check these out together. I opened the box, but I haven't opened the box. But we're going to check these out together because I'm curious. So I have this pretty little box here. And inside, ooh, and the crowd goes wild. We have markers. And I know what you're thinking. Those are short, stubby markers. Well, they are. They come with connectors. The idea, well, let me explain from what I remember with talking with Lori. Okay, so this little marker right here, which is actually a little smaller when you take the lid off, because there's the brush. And this little marker right here holds the same amount of ink as other high quality markers, full markers. I know, right? Hard to believe. It's true. In other markers, inside there is like a felt tube that holds the ink and dispenses the ink, whereas this is liquid ink. I mean, it's liquid inside. So with these, you're going to get, I think she said 90% or 90+% of the ink you're going to be able to use. Whereas the other markers, you're going to, I think, how did they say it? If I get my story straight here, it's going to hang on to like 25 to 30% of the ink inside. So even though there's all that ink in there, you're not going to be able to get it all out. So what's the point of having those if you can't use it all? What else? So there's a felt tip, and there's chisel tip. I got all, not felt tip. Is it felt tip? Brush tip. That's what I'm trying to think of. Brush nib. There's brush nib and chisel tip. And I don't ever use a chisel tip. Like I said, I'm not a professional by any means, but I do love the color. So I just got all brush nibs. You're thinking, well, how do you color with this little baby thing? Well, you can either get an extender that goes on there, or when I was talking to Lori, she said it's best to get like 2 colors that you would blend together and which I did. This is OR12. So here's OR13. Okay, and she said when you're starting out, if you're not going to buy the whole set, which I think there's 160 markers, 160 colors, and they just came out 128, and they just came out with 32 new colors, so a total of 160 if I'm not mistaken. So if you're not going to get all of them, she said pick a lighter and a darker. I mean, not like a light one and a dark one. I mean, a lighter and a dark one. And put the two together. So that way you can blend. You have your two colors here, and you can go back and forth and blend. That's why you get the connector rings. So let's just try this. They sell for $4.10, and that should be anywhere. If you get them from OLO, or if you get them from Dick Blick, if you get them from wherever. Well, anyway, it's a little connector ring. So you're going to screw it on one end, and then you're going to screw the other end on. And then you have this big, nice, long marker. Okay. Oh, and that's cool. Okay, so they have the OR, which is orange, and then 1.2. So the OR tells you what color family, which is orange. The 1 tells you the hue, and the 2, like the 0.2, tells you the light dark. So this is 1.3, 1.2. So this one's, the 2 is going to be a little lighter than the 0.3. Okay. What else? Oh, and I noticed on here too that they have the OR 0.12, and then they actually have the color. So here's OR 0.13, and this is papaya. So they actually do have names on there, which is really cool. Kyanite. So you'll notice in my box I picked out, you know, like similar ones that I could, that I could blend with. So let's swatch. Let's try, because I'm excited. I know when Lori came down and she was demoing these for me, she was pretty aggressive coloring. And I was like, I noticed you're very aggressive. And she's like, yeah, these nibs last. I mean, you don't have to, you know, change them out, I guess, unless you're just super, super hard on them or mistreating them. You don't need to change them out. I mean, they're very durable. So that was impressive. So if you notice on these, so here's O 4.3 and O 4.6. So I would blend those two together. And then, like, here is R 5.5 and R 5.7. So a lighter and a darker. So I think I did this on all of them, or most all of them. Yeah, like the, oh, no, that's a different Y. Oh, no. Okay. So you can see those are different. So this is a Y 1.2 and a 2.2. Okay, so it's a different hue. But we're going to see how it all works, and I'm sure it's going to be fine. Boy, they package these nice, and they're in little, there's little compartments for each one. Very nice. So anyway, I'll go through and put these together and like this, and then we'll come back and do some swatching. Yay! All right, all right, all right. Look here. I'm so excited. Okay, so there's a few that, I mean, I have a YY, I have a Y 1.2 and a Y 2.2. And I'm sure they'll be fine together. They're different hues. These I don't have matchies for. I have a green. Okay, so I have a G, and this is a 1.4 and a 1.5, and I have a G 0.6. So I don't know. I don't know if I wasn't thinking. I don't know if I was just picking colors out because they're pretty, or if they were out of some. I don't know the deal. So anyway, we'll look at those later. And I know they do have swatch pages that you can print off. And I will do that. I think they have a circular one. They have the one with little circles, and they have ones with circles, and then the circles are cut in half. So you can put this color and this color in that circle, so you can have your chart out. So when you go looking for something, when these are put away however you store them. If you look for OR 2.3, you know on the other end is OR 2.5. So that'll help you. But anyway, I always recommend swatching any of your stuff that you get, any markers, any writing utensils, anything, because the color is always different than what's on here. And if you're doing something sparkly or whatever, it's just best. Like talking about swatching, we're going to do this Brutus Monroe glaze because I think it's going to be really interesting. And then some sprays that I just got in, liquid pigment. Anyway, we're going to swatch those too. But anyway, so I would love to have a swatch book that has different pages in it. You know, like watercolor paper, mixed media paper, marker paper, all that, because with your different mediums, you need different paper. So I have this really cool book that I got in. Actually, I got several because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted a swatch book. This is actually a big one. And this is Arteza. And this is a beautiful book. And it's white. Some of them are a little off-white or cream colored. And this is a mixed media book. I mean, you could do it with your markers, but I'm always preaching this. If you're going to use alcohol markers, use marker paper. Other papers are going to really suck out your ink. If you have a stamped image and you go to color, it can bleed over, you know, your area that you want colored. Yeah, it's just best. I mean, to get the best results out of the product, use the proper paper. Just simple. Watercolors, use watercolor paper. You know, simple. So what I did was I just cut a piece of marker paper down, and then I'm just going to tack it in here with my other swatches. All right, so let's just give this a little whirl. I'm so excited. All right, and like I said, I will print off the swatch pages. All right, so we have OR 2.3 and 2.5. So let's give this a little whirl. Oh, and another thing I noticed too, when Lori came down, is a lot of markers, when you go back and forth like that, it's real streaky, and you have to go back over it, and then sometimes back over it again to get that streakiness to go away. Because this is a constant feed, because of the liquid in there, you don't get that streakiness. I thought that was really cool. Okay. See how this just, let me scoot you in a little bit. Hang on, put your seatbelt on. Okay. Move down like this. So when you color, you don't have that streakiness. That's fantastic. I'm really liking that. So let's do a little blendy blend. Oh, that's nice. I like that. That blends very well. Look at that. Wow. And Lori said all of this that I'm talking about is because of the constant flow. I mean, it's a great nib, and the constant flow of the product. So let's try this one. So this is OR 1.2. And this is 1.3. Oh, that is fantastic. Let's do some blendy. And yes, with alcohol markers, you do have to go back and forth. It's not... Oh, look at that. Wow. The crowd goes wild. I'm going wild. Get that over here. Okay, V1.1 and V1.6. That's pretty. And when you're blending with these, you need to go... Okay, that's a big difference there, but we're going to see. You can't go back, you know, like watercolor and reactivate it. It's not bad for me being that far apart. Okay, G1.1 and G1.5. That's pretty. I'm just amazed how it's not streaky. All my other markers have been streaky. I just kept on a color and AJ was up, had to go to the restroom. All right, so VR 0.2 and no, that's VR 1.7. So that's going to be a big jump, but let's swatch them out. I mean, and actually those colors are pretty close to the cap. Yeah, that's really close. And I'm not going to blend that because it's so far apart. Okay, let's try this one, B2.6 and B2.2. Very pretty. Those are quite a ways apart. We'll try it and see. Yeah, not too bad. All right, let's see. Let's do a brown. 0.4 or 4.6 and 4.3. Very nice. These are impressive. Very impressive. Okay. BG 2.1 and BG 2.3. That's pretty. And they do make refills for these. I think they're little cylinders that look like this, and then you just take your nib out and put it in there. I'm not quite sure on that. Wow. Those are so pretty. Let's try this one. R5.5 and R5.7. Scoot up a little bit here. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, we'll try it and see. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is fantastic. I mean, I'm getting like, I don't want to quit. Let me scoot that up a little bit more. We have BG 7.6 and BG 7.2. Scoot this up a little more. I'm loving these colors. I mean, very different. I mean, I'm just gonna, this is like hypnotizing, therapeutic. These are, oh my gosh. Okay, one more. One more. Okay, this is BV 1.2 and 1.4. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh man, that's scrumptious. That's what I'm saying. With alcohol markers, you have to go back and forth. And if you're doing, you know, say coloring a flower or something, oh my gosh, look at that. Fantastic. So if you're coloring a flower, you know, like the leaves, you can leave both caps off and go back and forth. You don't have to put them on back, you know, on and off every time. But you don't want to just take the caps off and then leave them, because then you, well, yeah, you would know what color it is because it's here on the side, which I really appreciate that. But look at these. I mean, are those not fantastic? Oh my goodness. I mean, I want to swatch them all. I just want to see what this color looks like. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that would go. So I just kind of added it with that one up there. Oh my word. Let's see what this one looks like. Ooh, that's beautiful. Oh, see, that would go right there with those. Which I did get some BG over here. Yeah, but this is 2.4. Oh, 2.4, 2.3, 2.1. Okay. So that's why it blends so well. I know I keep saying one more, but this is so much fun. And these colors are just scrumptious. And, you know, actually, just coloring like this is not bad. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, time to get the coloring book out. Start playing. I'm going to have to get my cube, my color cube out by Sarah Renee Clark. Pick out some colors and start coloring, because these are fantastic. I mean, I'm thoroughly impressed. Man, okay. I'm kind of at a loss for words. These are so nice. All right, well, I'm going to get off here and go finish my laundry and see if I can lay down for just about an hour or so before I have to get back up. And until next time, bye for now.